Times like these are here to show. You can do things for me and more. I got your back, just take things slow.
Stop mistreating Uncle Lou!
It's been a while since I could hold my head up high, and it's been a while since I first saw you, and it's been a while since I could stand on my own 2 feet again, and it's been a while since I could call you. Consequences that are rendered, I stretched myself beyond my means. It's been a while since I could say that I wasn't addicted, and it's been a while since I couldn't say I love myself as well. And it's been a while since I've gone things up just like I always do. And it's been a while, but all that seems to disappear when I'm with you. And everything I can't remember, a passing all may seem. The consequences that I've rendered, I'm gonna put things up again, Why must I feel this way? Just make this go away. Just one more peaceful day. It's been a while since I could look at myself straight, and it's been a while since I said I'm sorry, and it's been a while since I've seen the way the candles light your face, and it's been a while, but I can still remember just the way you taste, and everything I can't remember, a passing all may seem to be. I know it's me. I cannot blame this on my father. He did the best he could for me. It's been a while since I could hold my head up high, and it's been a while since I said I'm sorry.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. 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 Clap your hands, clap, clap, clap. Stomp your feet, stomp, stomp, stomp. Spin around, spin, spin, spin. Alright. Good morning, good morning, good morning. 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 Wash your hands, wash, wash, wash. Shake your hands, shake, shake, shake. Brush your teeth, brush, brush, brush. Alright. Good morning.
Uncle Lou, I'm going to bring you in.
I'm not talking to him. I really don't want to talk to him.
Good morning. It's Uncle Lou here. Yay! That's right, it's me, Uncle Lou. Live for you on LouTube today. I woke up again this morning. What a miracle. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Thursday? Yes, Thursday. Couple of games tonight, I think. There's a game last night, too. No NFL game tonight. I guess, did it get postponed? I'll have to look and see. I don't think there's an NFL game tonight. There usually is. I think the NFL game got postponed. But a couple college games tonight. And then, of course, full slate of games. Well, not a full slate. Almost a full slate of games this Saturday. A few postponements. And, of course, the big news yesterday, Alabama head coach Nick Saban and their athletic director tested positive for coronavirus. Now, is it possible that a huge group of 125 people spent 2.5 days together on the road in Mississippi, in hotel rooms, on buses, on sidelines, in locker rooms, and only 2 of them have coronavirus? Yes, it's possible. Is it likely? No. So the entire Alabama team will be tested today, and we'll see what comes of that. I don't know. I thought about making a bunch of jokes, but good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou.
Hey, good morning, boy. You dug deep for that Indy Sean stinger there, didn't you?
Oh, I've been using that for about a week.
Oh, have you?
Yeah,
oh,
yeah,
okay. My bad.
Yeah. He poked his head out of the hole looking for some attention, so I have to give him some.
I don't want to talk to him.
Yeah.
That is kind of funny. Sean, if you
I'm not talking to him.
Shit.
What a pussy, huh?
Your words, not mine.
Yeah.
But they may or may not apply there. I don't know.
True.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's true. Anyway.
Speaking of pussies.
Yes. Florida weaseled out of that game, didn't they?
They sure did. Well, they got it, postponed till December?
Yeah, but you know the story on that, don't you? These
No.
these games aren't guaranteed to be played. They're only going to play these games at the end of that bye week at the end. They're only going to,
necessary,
if it matters. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Now it won't matter in the case of LSU. We know that. It's possible it will matter in the case of Florida, depending on what else happens. But like that Vandy-Mizzou game, that thing's never being played.
Right. No, they just did us a favor getting rid of that one anyway.
Plus, let's be honest, there's going to be more games that are postponed. So, like, it's possible somewhere down the road, Florida has to miss another game somewhere, as an example. So then you have 2 games Florida has to make up on that same day. You know, they would choose the one that mattered.
You know, I don't know if it's true or not, but I heard their defense missed the bus last week.
Yes, sat out the entire game.
Yeah.
You must have got some sleep last night.
Actually, I didn't. I got a nap.
Yeah,
about an hour's worth.
Yeah, that's more than usual because you came
up all night
with something good right off the top there.
Yeah. Usually takes me a little bit to get warmed up.
Yeah. So what do you think? How many Alabama players are going to test positive today?
Oh man, I don't know, but I agree with what you said.
I mean, I hope none. I hope none. I want to play the game. I mean,
it'd be a miracle.
Not just because I'm a Georgia. Every college fan on earth wants to see this game.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want this game to get postponed. I mean, do people really want to see Georgia and Alabama play 2 weeks in a row? I mean, that's what's going to happen if this game gets postponed. You know?
Does it really matter too, honestly, if Nick Saban is not on the sidelines for this game? Do you think?
I want to say no, because we all know what's going to happen next week. Whoever wins this game, Nick Saban's going to be the bragging point. If Alabama wins, you know, the Alabama fans and the trolls, you can't even beat Alabama when they don't have Saban. And if Georgia wins, well, that don't count. They didn't have Saban. You know, that kind of thing. So you got to get Alabama fans on record now, and trolls. You got to get them on record now. Does this change your mind? You know, you have to ask them, not me, because I don't care either way. Well, you know, I just want to win.
Right.
Now, let me ask you this: does Alabama fan? No, let's look at it from the other way. Does the Auburn fan consider their win over Alabama last year not real because Tua didn't play? In other words, there's players that don't play in almost every game, Corona or not. I mean, whether it's somebody out with a twisted ankle or you know, Alabama starting safety can't play the first half. You know, Georgia's, I don't know who is on Georgia's injured list this week. I mean, we don't go back and say, well, yeah, Auburn beat Alabama, but they didn't have Tua, so it doesn't count. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Now, what's worse, not having your starting quarterback for a game or not having your head coach for a game? I guess it depends on the quarterback and the coach.
Depends, yeah. But in this case, I honestly don't see. I mean, sure, it may make some difference that Saban's not going to be on the sideline, but I mean, I don't know. I don't really think so.
Yeah.
I mean, is it going to make that big of a difference how well Mac Jones plays or not?
Yeah.
Definitely not.
I mean, I want to be honest about it, you know. So I think it's hard to consider Nick Saban to be the greatest head coach of all time and then say it doesn't matter whether he's coaching or not. I also get the other side. He can still he's monitoring the practices via video, and I'm assuming he's hooked up to some sort of speaker system where he can still talk to the players. But let's be honest, that's not the same.
Maybe Georgia should even the playing field by making Dwan Mathis sit out this game.
I'm all for evening the playing field by making Kirby sit out this game.
Right.
That would be fine with me.
I was going to say Stetson Bennett, but that doesn't really make it even, I guess.
Oh, man. If we're up at halftime, I'm going to demand that Kirby Smart test positive for coronavirus at halftime and stay in the locker room with no form of communication to the team.
Make sure he can't muck it up.
Especially no form of communication to the offensive staff. But no, so I'm gonna come down on sort of both sides. I do think it matters that your head coach is quarantined all week and not at the game. I also think if Georgia wins this game, I could give two country hoots or a holler, whether they have a player out, 5 players out, a head coach out. And it doesn't matter. We won.
Yeah.
I could care less. I'm not gonna. I mean, I know what's gonna happen if Georgia wins. I already know.
Nobody's going to care 10 years from now when they look back on this game.
It's exactly like how people keep asking, is the national title winner going to have an asterisk next to it? Well, maybe not officially in the record books, but fans are going to, whoever wins the national title this year, fans are going to refer to them as the coronavirus title.
Unless it's Clemson.
Unless it's your team. And it's going to be the same way here. If Georgia fans aren't going to care. But everyone else is going to, Saban's still undefeated against his assistants. That's what I want to know, though. That is a legitimate
I didn't even think about that.
They keep saying 20-0, 21-0, 22-0 against former assistants. If Georgia wins this week, what's Saban's record against former assistants?
I think it's still intact.
Okay, if that's the case, then he doesn't get a win added to that total this week if Alabama wins, right?
Nobody cares about that, though, at this point.
Well, they obviously care about it because they talk about it all the time. 23-0.
Yeah, but I mean, whenever this streak ends, let's just say it does end this weekend, nobody really gives a shit that it's 20 or 21 or whatever. All people want to see is they want to see it end.
See, like this guy, Clemson creeping, UJ's not going to win. He'll be the first one Saturday at 10:45 to leave a comment on my channel that says, well, you only won because Saban wasn't there. See, he's saying now it doesn't matter, but when Georgia wins, he'll be the first one that changes his tune,
Like I had somebody this weekend, I was talking to somebody on the phone that said they're claiming if Ole Miss holds up and wins this game, I'm going to go ahead and say that I said Kiffin was the first assistant to beat Saban.
Yeah.
Of course, that didn't work out.
Right.
And I mean, you would had to have said he would be the first assistant to beat him, even though I don't think it's not the same, I don't think.
Right.
Is it? Would it have been? It doesn't matter now.
It doesn't matter now. JT Daniels practiced with no brace. Yeah, that's right, Mike. He's coming. He's starting the third quarter. That's the plan. The plan is to be down by 14 at halftime, send JT Daniels in to start the third quarter.
Good plan.
There are Georgia fans that 100% believe that, by the way. They've believed it the last several years. They definitely thought that was the
game plans
in
to get down 2 touchdowns in the first half.
They 100% thought that was the case in 18, the Justin Fields year. They just, I know what Kirby's doing. This is why he's not showing Justin Fields. He's going to put him in to start the third quarter against Alabama in the SEC title game to get revenge from the Tua thing for the year before. Then what happens? Frome plays the whole game. and Alabama makes another quarterback change at halftime and comes back and beats us again. But yeah, so there's Georgia fans 100% believe that about JT Daniels, that it's all part of the plan.
Maybe Justin's gonna. Nah, he can't do that, can he? He can't transfer back to Georgia, can he?
No. Well, not now. It's the middle of the season.
I mean, at all.
Why couldn't he?
I don't know.
I mean, could he and would he are two different questions, but of course he could.
Yeah.
There's nothing preventing you from transferring back to a school you were already at. But no, he's not doing that. Why would he?
That'd just be silly, wouldn't
That'd
it?
be stupid. He would be the stupidest player in history if he did that, and he's
He'd
not.
transfer back to Georgia to sit on the bench behind JT Daniels.
Bama Mike, thank you for the super chat. He says, Bama versus UGA, 2017, beat by backup QB. 2018, beat by backup QB. 2020, beat by backup head coach. That would make sense if Bama was beating us, which, to my credit, I didn't wait until that Nick Saban was out to let him know we were winning this game by double digits. I've been letting him know that since Sunday. So.
Well, wouldn't it be awful if surely they wouldn't do that to you guys. Postpone the game like 4:00 Saturday afternoon.
I think. Well,
I mean, I guess anything's possible.
You're supposed to make a decision by Friday before a team travels, but
yeah.
But I don't
Guess
know.
that's the point.
They're all getting tested today, so I don't know.
Tested today.
I guess they have those instant tests. I don't know how quick they'll release what happens, but every player, every staff member is getting tested today at Bama. So we'll see what happens.
Now, those results have to be released, or can they?
Well, I mean, not the name. No, they just have to. They have to let the SEC office know.
Okay.
You know.
So they couldn't conceivably have 8 or 10 test positive, and then everybody came back good.
I don't know.
You get 8 or 10 test positive.
I don't think they would do that.
You would assume they would fess up.
Yeah. I mean, you're putting your own players at risk. Not plus, and I don't think they would do that.
Well, I was thinking maybe if it was, say, 6 or 8 third string players or backup players or whatever, you just leave them at home. Yep, everything turned out fine. We're good. HIPAA rules. I don't know about HIPAA rules applying to this. I mean, sure, they may have to keep the names private. But surely they'd have to say, okay, well, we had 10 players tested
I mean,
positive.
there hasn't been any games canceled for undisclosed reasons. I mean, no one is hiding any of this,
Yeah.
So, every game that's been canceled or postponed, they've told you exactly why. 19 players have coronavirus. 40 players have coronavirus. Vandy was down to 56 players. Why? Coronavirus. I mean, no one's coming out and saying, we're postponing this game, but we're not telling you why. I mean, so I don't know why anybody thinks this would be any different.
You and I found that out after the case.
What?
That Vandy was down to like 50-some scholarship.
Well, yeah, but we weren't sitting there going up. I wonder why they postponed that game. You knew why they postponed the game. They came out and told you we have coronavirus issues.
What I'm
so I don't know
saying,
why
though,
anybody, yourself included, would think that all of a sudden that's going to stop. It's this week, and whatever announcements they make or whatever is going to be the exact same as every other time. I don't know why this would be any different. Do you?
No.
Braves WS, thank you for the super chat, sir. He says, Lau, the backup coach for Saban. Smells like a dog victory. Going to look like 2017 Tennessee. My God, I don't know about that. 41-0? No. But, yeah, Bama fans shouldn't be nervous. Lau's got everything under control down in Tuscaloosa.
Yeah, they're not worried.
No. Why would they be? No need to be worried. You have Dylan Moses, the best linebacker in America. Right, Ballard?
Poor old Ballard.
There's no way. He says he's watched every Alabama game. There's no way.
Not with a
Even
comment like
you can't. Not even with Homer shades. The thing is, he's not even the best linebacker on their team. So, like even an idiot Homer would say Dylan Moses is the second best linebacker in America. You know who's first? The other linebacker. Like, but to say that Dylan Moses is the best linebacker in America is honestly the dumbest thing I've heard this season. I mean, he's been. I mean, he honestly, he's been bad. I mean, that's. You know who he reminds me of? If, Georgia fans, you know who Dylan Moses reminds me of? Natrez Patrick.
Atrez.
Yeah, big league.
Patrick.
Yeah, then he said Dylan Moses could cover George Pickens.
Yeah, that's right. Didn't he say switch them or something? Move one of them linebackers out the corner or something. Some ridiculousness.
Ballard, whether or not the defense shows up or not has absolutely nothing to do with what you said the other day. Nothing. You like that, BVD?
Is that? I was going to ask, are you doing that when you see the super chat? Or
no,
okay.
I don't have time to be doing that.
I was going to say, man, that's going to get to be a bit tedious, isn't it?
No.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty cool.
Not tedious at all.
Does that?
Huh?
You don't have a little cash register for PayPal, do you?
No.
That'd be helpful, wouldn't it?
LV426, thank you for the super chat. He says, greetings from Cincy. Great college football coverage. Are you a Cincy fan? Bearcats, I mean? Yeah, tough game this week. They're undefeated, top 10 team. Traveled to Louisiana Tech. I mean, I think Cincinnati is better, but they're not. Louisiana Tech's not a pushover. Better be prepared to play. I've been betting on Cincinnati every week to cover, and they've been they've treated me well. And I took them again this week because they were only a 3-point favorite, but that could be. No, they play Tulsa. I'm thinking of Marshall. My bad. Marshall plays Louisiana Tech.
Bet you Marshall scores on
Boys,
Louisiana
Marshall.
Tech.
And now Marshall's a 13.5-point favorite of Louisiana Tech. I've made a lot of money betting on Marshall this season. I'm on Louisiana Tech with the points. I do think Marshall will win, but not by 2 touchdowns. Since he plays at Tulsa, but that could be a good game too. I took Cincinnati in that one though.
Is the Marshall game in Huntington or?
No.
Okay.
It's in the Bayou. You know what I mean, Vern?
Yeah.
Good.
But I bet most of the people in the comments section don't know what you mean by know what I mean, Vern.
No, they have no clue. Braves WS, thank you for the super chat, sir. Dumbest thing I've heard from a Bama fan yet is that UJ's defense isn't as good as years past, and teams move the ball at will on the dog. Yeah, now that's somebody who hasn't watched 1 second of Georgia football. Not 1 second.
saying that Georgia's defense is not as good as in years past?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty stupid.
And that teams have moved the ball at will on the Dogs.
What?
Oh, boy. This is something. Georgia, second in the nation. Yards per play given up.
Who the hell's first?
Hold on. Houston.
Houston?
Yeah. But they've only
we
played
got-
one game, and it was against
Okay.
nobody. But
I was
So-
gonna say we got a problem. I got a problem with that stat.
But shout out to Alabama, though. They're 65th yards given up per play. They've given up over twice as many yards per play as Georgia.
Well, you know what that means.
They're
for-
hiding their defense.
Room for improvement.
Okay. Look at Lou. Lou's cherry picking stats. Yards per play. Yards per play is the fairest way. It's not fair to do total yards when Ole Miss ran 100 plays on you, is it? No.
It's not fair.
Of course you've given up more. Of course we've given up more. If I do total yards, they'll say, of course we've given up more total yards. Ole Miss runs hurry up 100 plays. Yeah, and plus you can't get off the field on third down. That hurts your total yards too.
Did you stay for the entire amped up last night?
No, I work for a living. I can't stay up to those midnight 2, 3, 4 in the morning hangouts or whatever it is y'all do.
Yeah, we got hosed.
If you lost, though, you should be absolutely ashamed. I'll tell you that. All three of y'all should be absolutely embarrassed and ashamed of yourselves if you lost. And Carter,
when you
is a
find
god.
out why we lost. Man, racking up this morning.
Man, Alabama's also 65th in yards per game. Damn. Imagine that. 65th? Alabama? Wow. Alabama is 65th in yards per game. That's okay, though. Wake Forest is 64th. Here's a list of some teams with a better defense than Alabama. Wake Forest, Arkansas State, Kansas State, Texas State, Florida State, Florida State, Florida State. Florida State only gives up 454 yards a game. Alabama gives up 473 yards a game?
Jeez.
My God. Georgia Tech better than you.
I don't think Lou's got the Rona.
Charlotte? My God. South Alabama. South Alabama only gives up 437 yards a game, which is pitiful, by the way. 437 yards a game. That's horrible. That's 40 yards less a game than Alabama, though. Boy, these are some alarms. You start looking, the more you look into Alabama's defensive stats, the more alarmed you become. Let me read some of these excuses. This ought to be good. Bama Mike, thank you for the super chat. He says, Steve Sarkisian is the backup head coach. Be afraid, doggies. Be very afraid. Sark the Shark. Is he sober? Asking for a friend.
Doubtful.
Braves WS, thank you for the super chat. Florida defense gets exposed now, suddenly can't play. Sounds pretty convenient, don't it? Natty back Steve. Now Rona back Steve. Yeah. Florida loves canceling/postponing the LSU game when things aren't going well. This is a known fact. Remember when they postponed the LSU game 3 years ago because it rained 1/8 of an inch? Then they came up with all these other excuses. Well, we couldn't play the game because the Gainesville police had to go to the beach. So there would have been no security at the stadium.
Yeah, they had to go police something else.
I mean, they had a list of excuses a mile long. Can't play the game. Why? Might rain. Huh? End up raining like 1/8 of an inch. 10-mile-an-hour winds. 12-mile-an-hour gusts. They had to postpone the game. What a joke. Now here they go again. They don't want to play the game. How bad do you have to be afraid to play LSU?
I was getting ready to say, what do you got to be afraid of?
They just want an extra week to work on that defense. I saw this. Everyone knows this. They've got a loss. They know they can't afford another one. And so they need an extra week to tighten up that defense. That's literally all they're doing.
Who they got next?
After the corn dog?
Yeah.
I don't know. If there's any Florida fans still left with an internet connection, maybe they can let us know.
Well, Celine's, his internet connection's working fine. It's kind
Caleb
of falling
Hester,
off
thank
the
you
wagon.
for the super chat. He says, UJ only allowing -1 yards rushing against Tennessee. Yeah, teams are definitely having their way against them.
Yeah, not to mention also that, Tennessee racked up 216 yards too, I think it was, against that terrible defense.
Kind of surprised it was that much.
200 of that was in the first half.
Yes, it was. That's an interesting point
really
you bring
not
up.
even joking.
I know. Anthony R., thank you for the super chat. He says, haha, Texas is back. We're winning the Big 12 college football playoff. Does he think it's still the offseason? Sir, you do know the games have started, don't you? If I was you, you might want to Google Texas record 2020. Definition 409, thank you for the super chat. He says it's cash register sound for Celine Driver. I don't know what that means.
Oh, okay.
Skid Row 478, thank you for the super chat. He says, you think Saban is trying to pull an Urban Meyer? No. No, Saban's not human garbage. Urban Meyer's human garbage. Saban has coronavirus.
What kind of virus does Urban Meyer have?
None. There's nothing wrong
I guess
with it.
none now.
None ever. There's nothing wrong with a guy. There never has been. Not medically.
He's got the Lyris virus.
Yeah. That's a good, yeah. Yeah, and there's no cure.
The coronavirus.
Vodka drink.
He had corona before anybody ever heard of it.
Play Tool sober for Sarkeesian. Between the trenches, thank you for the super chat. He says, what's the over-under on Najee getting 10 rushing yards? Over. Way over. Way over. I hope you're trolling. If you're serious, well, I think you're trolling.
Ballard, I'm not sure what your question is there.
I'd put the over-under on Najee Harris rushing yards at 75, and I'd put the over-under on touchdowns at 0.5.
Ooh,
and then let people bet on that. I would take the over. I think he scores a touchdown. Now,
I would take the under on the yardage.
You would take the under on the yardage. What about the touchdown? You think he scores?
Yeah,
a rushing touchdown.
I think hell, I don't even know about that, to be honest.
I think he will. I love Georgia's defense. I think Georgia's defense is the best in America, and anybody with a set of working eyes that knows anything about football either agrees with that or they don't have a set of working eyes or know anything about football. But you don't shut down dominant offenses anymore. You don't. Not in today's football. You don't. Georgia had the best offense in football last year. Look it up. Look the stats up. Whatever you want to look at. Doesn't matter. Georgia had the best defense in football last year. Couldn't stop LSU. You're not going to stop Bama either. Now, you could slow them down, limit them. You know, the last two times we've played Alabama, we've held them to about half their scoring average. A little over that in 2018. They scored that, they scored 35. I think they were averaging 45 or 50. I mean, that's pretty good. If Alabama scores 24 points in this game, I'm pretty sure people are going to go, man, Georgia's defense played good. Alabama's got a dangerous offense, and they can score quick, fast, and in a hurry. That doesn't mean is there really anybody that thinks Georgia's defense was no good last year because LSU scored 40 on them? I mean, here's the thing: if LSU had the greatest offense of all time, and Georgia's defense was terrible, well, then shouldn't they have scored 140? No, Georgia's defense was great last year.
At least
but LSU
50
lit
or
them up.
60.
You don't stop these good offenses when you can run and throw. Kirby's pretty good at taking one thing away, but you got a balanced offense that clicks like Bama's does. You're not stopping that.
By the way,
you can slow it down. I think Georgia will have some success. I don't think Alabama's the Ole Miss game. I think Alabama had 11 possessions. They scored a touchdown on 9 of them. The 10th possession was a fumble in the red zone, I think, and the 11th possession was a punt. So 1 punt out of 11 possessions Alabama had. Now, Georgia can do better than that, and they better,
Yeah.
But it's not like, it's not going to be the second half of the Tennessee game for the entire game. It's not. Alabama's going to move the ball some. They're going to score some points. You don't shut that down. You slow it down. You limit it. You have some wins on defense. Maybe a turnover, maybe a couple of 3-and-outs, maybe a couple of drives that you stop around. You stop at midfield and force a punt, that kind of thing. But they're going to score. I mean, we're not shutting Alabama out. I would be, nobody loves Georgia more than me. But man, we got to be realistic here. Correct me if I'm wrong, that we had a pretty good defense in 2017, right? Butkus Award winner, a future Thorpe Award winner in DeAndre Baker. We had a great defense in 2017. How many points Oklahoma score on us? Not enough. But he scored 48 points. Does that mean Georgia's defense was no good? No. It's hard to slow down. It's hard to stop a great offense right now in college football. These RPOs, zone reads, defenses hadn't caught up to all that. And nobody runs it better than Alabama. I say it all the time. That RPO that Bama runs, where they either hand it off or they throw it a slant, it's like the crane kick from Karate Kid. If do right, no can defend. You can have perfect coverage. You can't stop that thing. If it's executed the way it's supposed to be, you can't stop it. The best you can hope for is you make the tackle right after the guy catches it. How many times do we see Jerry Jeudy catch a 6-yard? I know he's gone, but believe me, they got plenty of talent still there at wide receiver. How many times over the last 2 or 3 years we see Jerry Jeudy catch a 4-yard slant that resulted in a 60-yard touchdown? A lot.
Trying to figure out what the hell that crash was I just heard in the other room.
Braves WS, thank you for the super chat. He says UJ defense was trolling Tennessee. Would they, like, just in general, or did something happen that I'm not thinking of that you're referring to there?
Maybe he was referring to the first half.
Oh.
By the way, I texted you. Goose is our guest this morning. I texted you his phone number.
Oh, okay. Albert Sancho, thank you for the super chat. He says, now Georgia could beat Alabama without Saban. Yeah, Auburn beat Alabama without Tua last year. That means it didn't count, right? We lost to Alabama. We lost to Alabama and Auburn in 2017 without our starting quarterback. Therefore, it doesn't count.
Auburn also beat Arkansas last year without the help of the refs.
Yes, that's also true.
Ironically,
George Pickens couldn't play in the first half against LSU. Therefore, that loss doesn't count. According to this logic I'm reading about how Saban's not there, blah, 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 whatever. Braves WS, thank you for the super chat. He says, not to mention Burrow was just different with his play extensions, and Mac Jones isn't Burrow. Hate to break it to the Gumps. Well, I mean, I don't think anybody's ever said Mac Jones is Burrow, but I suggest you take some time today and go to YouTube and watch Alabama's
doesn't need
3
to be,
games
does
they've
he?
played this season. I mean, some of these people who seem to think we're going to shut Alabama down, which I hope it happens, but I'm curious.
How shocked would you be if that
I put
happened?
the over-under on number of points that Alabama scores this week at 20, is there anybody that would really bet on Alabama scoring less than 20? Or I'm just trying to figure out how much of this is trash talk and how much of this is people really believe what they're saying.
How many points do you think Georgia has to score to beat Bama this weekend?
The same number Alabama has to score to beat Georgia, 30. First one to 30 wins. I'll ask the Alabama fans the same thing. Anybody think you're holding Georgia under 20? All I hear about is how terrible our offense is. Any Alabama fans want to make a bet that Georgia scores over 20 in this game? I'll take that bet. I'll take the bet that both teams score over 20. What's the over-under in this game? 60? 55, something like that? If anybody's wondering, Alabama was a 6-point favorite 5 seconds before it was announced that Saban had coronavirus. Now they're a 4-point favorite. So, according to the gamblers, Nick Saban is worth 2 points. Definition 409, thank you for the super chat. He says, I'm betting Bama this week because of UGA offense. Another one that don't... I'd love to have him call in right now so I could ask him these questions in real time without him having the ability to Google. But I guarantee you I could ask that guy, tell me how many points Georgia has scored in each game. You would have no clue. He wouldn't have any idea. I mean, that's obvious from his comments.
I know how many he scored last week.
Georgia's terrible offense is averaging 36 points a game. Georgia's terrible offense last year averaged 19 points a game. Georgia's 22nd in scoring. Is that great? No. But it's not 65th, is it?
Pretty sure it's not.
What you have here, you have the 22nd best offense against the 65th best defense. That's when Georgia has the ball. When Alabama has the ball, you have the first best offense against the first best defense. So if you assume that's a push, 1 versus 1, then on the other side, you've got the 22nd ranked offense against the 65th ranked defense. Just saying.
All of which means exactly nothing. What's
Who's going to score further below their season average? Is Georgia going to score further below their season average of points, or is Alabama going to score further below their season average of points?
what I was going to ask is which has a higher probability? This being a 10-7 game or this being a 50-40 game?
Higher probability, 10-7, but neither of those is happening. Ole Miss had to run 100 plays to score 48, and that was scoring every time they had the ball except for 2, I think. Or 45 or whatever they had. Georgia's not. This just in. Georgia's not going to be running 100 plays. It won't even be close. Definition 409 says 20 plus in every game. 20 plus. I can watch your offense, which he spelled offense wrong, and know it's bad. You can't look and say you have a passing game. Bennett as a career is an INT machine. Doesn't look off wide receivers.
How did you set that sound up? I mean, I've heard other streams of people on other streams doing it too. Okay. Imagine if EDP had that sound effect on one of his streams.
You're obsessed with him and his super chats.
I haven't said anything about that in weeks.
I wonder who has more interceptions this year: Stetson Bennett, the interception machine, or Mac Jones. What's your guess, BVD?
What's the question again? Who has more
interceptions this year? Stetson Bennett, the interception machine, or Mac Jones?
I'm just going to go ahead and say Mac Jones.
Yeah, you'd be right. Why did Alabama lose? What was the last good defense Alabama played?
They haven't.
You have to go back to last year. Auburn. Did they win or lose?
Who did win that game last year? I guess they won that game, didn't they? Hell, I don't know.
You don't know who won the Auburn-Alabama game last year?
I honestly can't remember. Can't remember who won the Tennessee
All right, comment
Georgia
section.
Game last week.
Who won the Auburn-Alabama game? That's right, Auburn. Why did Auburn win that game? Why did Auburn win? What happened in that game caused Auburn to win that game? Oh, yeah. Pick sixes by Mac Jones. Forgot about that. 20 plus in every game. Who's the only Power 5 team in America to beat every team they've played by 21 points or more? Who's played a tougher schedule, Alabama or Georgia? These are obvious questions that anybody that's watched college football will know. Georgia has played a tougher schedule, and they've had more dominant wins. Period. None of this means Georgia will win, but the idea that they're not going to win because Georgia has a terrible offense, which is averaging 37 points a game with an interception machine at quarterback who's thrown 0 interceptions, alarms me. Who's got a better defense, Auburn or Alabama? Here's another person that's never seen football. Georgia played Vandy, LOL. No, they didn't. Please watch football. In fact, if it's obvious to everyone in the comments section that you haven't watched a single game of football this season based on a comment that you make, it's automatic timeout from now on. So take 5 minutes. During this 5-minute break that you're in, Electric Grid, do some Googling before you comment again. Thank you. Braves WS says, if we get the amount of pressure on Jones as we did on Burrow, I think we get more sacks on Jones than we got on Burrow. But my score prediction is Georgia 32, Bama 28. I don't believe anyone is shutting down Bama's offense. Yeah, Mac Jones is not as mobile as Burrow. That is true. And I think that is. I think that's the second most important thing we need to. I think we need to stop the run first and foremost, which will put Bama in 2nd and 3rd and longs instead of 2nd and 5 and 3rd and 2, which is if every time I look up Bama's got the ball and it's 2nd and 5 or 3rd and 2, we'll lose. You have to win first downs. You have to stop the run. You have to put them in 2nd and 3rd and long, obvious passing downs, and then you got to pressure Mac Jones. Definition 409, thank you for the super chat. He says, up the middle runs and short passes isn't cutting it. Who has more interceptions in their career? I don't hate UGA, just hate UGA against Bama. Who said Bama is Florida's offense and UGA defense? That would be you, Lou. No, I didn't. I never said that. What? I never said that. UGA's got the best defense in America. Alabama can't stop a nosebleed. No one would say that. Not even an Alabama fan would compare their defense to Georgia's. My God, man. How can you be drunk for an 8 a.m. show? Adam Gibbons, thank you for the super chat. He says, and we averaged that 36 a game against better defensive teams than the Gumps. Who let the Tech Tards in here? There's a few Georgia Tech fans that hang around in here. They're all right. Which is better, this year's UJ defense or 2018 Clemson defense? You have to wait till the end of the season to make that determination. But if you go off the numbers right now, Georgia's on a historic pace defensively. Georgia's defense is playing like LSU's offense last year, if you just go by the numbers.
It's funny you said that. That's what I was just thinking.
Weatherman says, today must be Troll Lou Day. Does today end in Y?
I'm just surprised that people are surprised that I couldn't remember, well, anything for starters, but who won that Auburn Alabama game last year?
Well, BVD, you had no idea on your stream last night that the LSU Florida game was postponed.
I didn't.
I know.
I mean, that happened what time yesterday?
It appears that you just don't pay any attention to college football. I mean, that's what it seems like.
I don't. Look, I admittedly don't pay attention nearly as much as you do and nearly as much as I used to.
Yeah.
I don't sit around all day and read college football updates. I just don't.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to not know about the LSU Florida game, you have to have been paying no attention. Not less attention.
I literally had not been paying any attention. When we ended the morning show Tuesday, from then until when I got on for my stream last night, is the first time. Well, not the first time, but just about the first time I've been on the internet. I took that entire time off and did nothing but watch TV. I get I get burnt out sitting back here in front of these computer screens quickly.
Braves WS, thank you for the super chat. He says, before Ole Miss, you said Bama was best combination of both on Facebook, then retracted that after the Ole Miss game. What I said was Georgia was the best defensive team I've seen. Florida was the best offensive team I'd seen. This was after week 2. And Bama was, I forget how I put it, but Bama was the best overall team is what I was saying. What I was trying to say was that Bama doesn't have an offense as good as Florida's. They don't have a defense as good as Georgia's, but I think they're the best overall team. And I had Bama ranked number 1 in my poll at that time. I've had Bama ranked number 1 or 2 every week, back and forth, depending on what them and Clemson do. At no time did I ever compare Alabama's defense to Georgia's. Alabama's defense has looked bad every single week. Definition 409 says, Lou, get on your Facebook page on October 5th and tell me what it says. Well, I know what you're talking about. That post does not say Alabama's defense is comparable to Georgia's or whatever it was you tried to say earlier. Last year, Ohio State and Clemson were the best combination of both. Ohio State or Clemson, either one, didn't have an offense as good as LSU's. Both their defenses were better than LSU's. Ohio State and Clemson were in the top 5 in offense and defense. Sometimes I have to remember who my audience is sometimes, and I guess I have to do a better job of explaining things on a 3rd grade level so that people understand them.
Wow.
Who do you think Definition 409 is a fan of? Who's his team? Do you know?
I mean, I think he's a Clemson fan, isn't he?
I have no idea. I doubt it because he can't stand Pigskin Pete.
Well, yeah, I know there's the whole Pete thing. But there's Georgia fans that can't stand you, and there's Tennessee fans that can't stand me. So,
good point. He strikes me as one of those people who won't even tell you who his team is.
who is your team, 409? Swing Driver says, check your PayPal, Lou.
All right.
409 is a Gator, according to Alan V.
Oh, no wonder he's mad. Mike Reiser with the joke of the day.
Now definition 409 says Oklahoma.
Oh, well, he's irate. What's the number one pickup line at a gay bar? May I push your stool in? Now, that's disgusting and wrong.
Wait a minute. Who said that? That was a Celine Driver joke?
No, Mike Reiser.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say Celine Driver.
Wake up, BVD.
Put some bad ones out there before, but
Celine Driver says, remember the line from the movie Patton. If you defeat Rommel's plan, you defeated Rommel. Same thing. You beat Saban's plan, you defeat Saban. So if UJ wins, the streak is over. That's the way I see it. Have a good morning. Unc is a scumbag, and hashtag fire Grantham.
yeah. Celine says, I don't do gay jokes, dummy. But you care to repeat that joke you told on my channel a few weeks back or a few months back, Celine Driver? That was way worse than a gay joke. Nothing's off limits, joke-wise, in this community.
Now, Paxton Martin says, let's just get this straight. If you don't have a defense, then you really don't stand a chance against UGA. And I'm a Tennessee fan. They cause turnovers, it's inevitable. Let me ask this. Who will have more turnovers in this game? Stetson Bennett or Mac Jones? I will put, how much you want to put on it, definition 409? Because I know you clearly think it's going to be Stetson Bennett. So how much you want to put on that? A prop bet. How much you want to put on it? 409. I'll take Bennett has less turnovers. You're clearly going to take Bennett to have more turnovers. How much you want to put on that? Looks like radio silence.
How good of an offensive line does Bama have this year?
Oh, very good.
It better be.
It's very good. They have, I don't know off the top of my head, like if you want to go off recruit ratings or whatever, but it's right there with Tennessee, I guarantee you. And they have experience and continuity.
So you mean they actually have a good line?
Well, what I mean is there's two things that go into having a great offensive line. Obviously talent, which Tennessee has, and experience and continuity, which Tennessee does not have. Nor does Georgia, for that matter. Not the experience and continuity yet. They're working on it this year like Tennessee is. But Alabama's got both, the talent and the experience and continuity. Definition 409's internet done went out.
Must have.
Christopher Jacob, thank you for the super chat, sir. Don't forget you can attach a note to that super chat, and I'd be happy to read it, sir. Not that you have to. I just want to make sure that that you know.
Don't forget about Goose.
Oh.
Actually, I haven't seen Goose comment this morning.
Well, Goose, if you're in here, let us know and we'll add you. If not, I'm not going to go through the trouble of looking the number up and calling it.
Okay, there he is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Sugar Tits is here.
Yeah, they were here the other day.
Welcome to Verizon Wireless. Your call cannot be completed as dialed. Please check the number and
An L this weekend.
Probably be easier if I dialed the right number, I guess. I don't know.
Well, he might, but it won't be because of LSU.
welcome to Verizon Wireless. Your call cannot be completed as dialed.
I went back and double checked just to make sure.
You sent me the wrong number.
Yeah, the first time I did, yeah.
And the second time.
Surely not.
You sent me two different numbers. They each have two different area codes, and they each have two different prefixes.
Jesus Christ.
So this is what happens when you are operating on 30 minutes of sleep a day.
I even looked it
You
up
call
to
him.
make sure.
You call him and add him.
Oh, well, you're really asking for it now. We'll both end up hung up.
Definition 409 says, read my comments above. Already did. The Dean, thank you for the super chat. He said, prediction, Alabama is down at half, so they put Bryce Young in and come back to win the game. Thank you for the super chat. That's the first time I've heard that theory. I don't know if you're logging on and off or not, 409, but I've read every comment you've given, and I'm still waiting on you to accept the bet or to admit that you're full of it by not accepting the bet.
There. It's official. Only took me 3 tries.
Georgia was favored in that 2015 game. That's nothing like what the case is now. $20 on Mac Jones having less turnovers than Stetson Bennett. All right, it's a bet. And where is Atypical Gaming? Where's he? What, isn't that his name? What's his name?
Atypical Gump.
No, the other Mystic Gaming. Where's Mystic
Okay.
Gaming? This Voltard's on a milk carton. He owes me money.
Oh.
If anybody sees Mystic Gaming anywhere on another channel, because he's hiding from this channel, tell him he owes me money. Stop hiding. And
How
email
much does
me
he owe
and
you?
pay his money. He owes me $10. I don't care about the money. It's the principle.
Right.
You know, if anybody wants to know why I do the PayPal thing to make someone hold the money on a bet, this is why. Now, this was $10, so I didn't worry about it. But these people who say, I bet you $500.
Yeah.
I already know when I win the bet, I'm never going to see him again. So why would I take that bet? So what I normally do is I have me and the idiot that wants to make the bet PayPal the money to a third party to hold ahead of time, because I'm not in the business of tracking people down over $10 or $100 or $500. But it's just the principle. If you make a bet, be a man. Honor your bet. And this guy, Mystic Gaming, was on and on and on and on and on and on and on. He wanted to bet. I told him no. He gave me 3 points. Now, clearly the guy's mental. Why would you give...
That should have been your first clue there.
Yes. Why would you give a 14-point favorite 3 points? That's a 17-point advantage to me.
He's, actually, he's probably in here. He's probably been here all week under a different name.
Well, if you're in here and you really are hiding over a $10 bet, please unsubscribe from this channel. Don't watch me anymore under any comment name. Christopher Jacob, thank you for the super chat. He said, Lou, what do you think of Stetson and the D-line and special teams wins for UGA? I do think Georgia's got a special teams advantage. D-line, I think Georgia's got an advantage there too. And I do think Mac Jones is better overall than Stetson Bennett. He's also got more experience and better wide receivers overall. But I do think Mac Jones is better than Stetson Bennett. If you're looking for a comparison.
There's a bet you can't pass up.
I bet you
right
$50
there.
Clemson beats Georgia Tech straight up. Yeah, why would I? Yeah. Why would, but believe it or not, there's people that'll take those kinds of bets. Why? You're giving up free points. I don't get it. Yeah, Dean, we talked about that earlier. So Nick Saban is worth 2 points. Home field advantage is worth 3 points. Nick Saban is worth 2. Interesting.
Something wrong with that theory. You're talking about these bets from people you don't know. I had a guy, ironically, I haven't seen him since he made the bet, a Kentucky fan, Bluegrass Sports Media, bet me $100 straight up on the Kentucky-Tennessee game this weekend.
Yeah, that's another one. Why would you give up free points? I don't understand. He could go literally anywhere and get points to bet on Kentucky.
Because he's confident in his team.
As an underdog, why would you bet straight up? Or if you really want to bet straight up, still you should go somewhere else because your payout will be higher. Like I put $100 on Georgia. Now, why would I bet someone in the comments section $100 straight up for Georgia to win when if I win that bet, I'm only going to make dollar for dollar? You know, I'll bet 100. If Georgia wins, I'll win 100. Why would I do that when I can go to bet now, bet that same $100, and when Georgia wins, I get paid out $190?
Mm.
You know what? So what? I don't understand why people give up free points or free money that way. I mean, it's one thing to do it. You know, you got a buddy you work with or whatever, and one's a Miami fan and one's a Clemson fan or whatever, and you put $20 on the game. That's different. You know, not everybody cares about the points and the odds and the spreads and all that. But when you start talking about $100, $500, whatever, why would you give up free points? I don't get it.
He pretty confident in his team. He went ahead and sent the money to Carter.
I reckon.
Apparently, he don't know Carter too well.
I already bet the money line, Christopher Jacob. I bet it live on Tuesday on the gambling show at noon, Tuesday at noon. Did you call Goose?
No.
Why?
Apparently you haven't been listening to me. If I call him, we'll end up both hung up on.
You need to call and add Goose to the show.
You got the correct number.
Click add call and type his number in and call him. I did the preview video yesterday of the games outside the SEC. Man, there's nothing real exciting outside. If Georgia Bama does end up getting postponed, this will be the worst weekend of college football we've had yet. LSU and Florida's already postponed. If the Georgia Bama game ends up getting postponed, the best game of the week in the SEC will probably be Tennessee and Kentucky, or maybe who's in South Carolina? Who's South Carolina playing? Aren't they playing somebody interesting? Who's South Carolina playing?
They're playing.
Auburn. Yeah, that's
Auburn,
a good
yeah.
one. But like outside of the SEC, Clemson and Georgia Tech, Pitt at Miami, Kansas at West Virginia, Louisville at Notre Dame, North Carolina at Florida State, Boston College at Virginia Tech. I mean, those are really the best games outside the SEC. We need that Georgia Bama game, or it's going to be a not a very interesting Saturday. It'll definitely be the worst Saturday since the SEC started playing. There was some boring Saturdays prior to that too. Braves WS, thank you for the super chat, sir. He says, can't wait to see Luther stumble into the bar today. Yeah, SEC preview video coming up this afternoon, and we will have a special guest picker for that show. I'm not going to tell you who it is, but you might be able to figure it out on your own, though. Bama throwing the game until the rematch to keep it interesting. Yeah, it looks right now that Georgia and Alabama are going to end up playing twice. Florida, I think, is going to have to get a lot better on defense, or they're likely to drop another couple of games and play themselves out of it, which would make it really weird if this game does end up getting postponed until December 12th, because then you could have a case where Georgia and Alabama play each other 2 weeks in a row. And you talk about what if Georgia and Alabama already have the East? What if Georgia's got the East wrapped up, Bama's got the West wrapped up, and before that game is even played, and it doesn't matter who wins or loses? In other words, what if Georgia's 9-0, Alabama's 9-0, and everybody else in the East and the West has at least 2 losses? So it wouldn't matter who won or lost the Georgia-Alabama game. Both those teams would still be the 2 that made the SEC title game. Would they just skip that game altogether, or would they really play 2 weeks in a row? That would be strange. That would be strange. Now, the possibility always exists for that to happen in the Big 12, because there's only 10 teams and they all play each other. So in theory, you could have a back-to-back thing in the Big 12 in any year. But that would be weird. Wouldn't that be strange to see Georgia and Alabama play on December 12th, last weekend of the season, and then play again the following week for the SEC title game? Wouldn't that be strange? And imagine a chess match that would go on in that first game if it didn't matter who won or lost. Like, how willing would you be to really put it all on the line in the second half of that game if you knew it didn't matter? That would be strange. Very strange.
You're going to have to call him, Lou.
Why?
I don't have ad call. The only thing I can do is put you on hold and then go to my contacts, and I don't have him in my contacts. I've tried dialing the number and everything. So, but you have the correct phone number, I promise you. I triple checked it, triple dog dared you.
Well, good morning.
Yeah, good morning in that, though.
Yeah, there we go.
Good morning. Yellow?
Hello?
Okay. Can you hear me, Elodie?
Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
He hears you, Goose.
Okay. Is BBD okay?
No.
Yeah, BBD's fine.
Okay.
He didn't get any sleep last night, and he doesn't have three-way calling.
I mean, he didn't know that he didn't know who won the Iron Bowl last year. He didn't know that LSU Florida was postponed. He gave you 4 different numbers for me.
Just 3.
3.
Oh, just
Yeah.
3. Okay.
3 different numbers.
You guys are brutal.
Okay.
Hey,
Man,
I tried to tell him, Goose.
you tried to tell him.
Yeah, I tried to tell him if he left it up to me to add you, it wasn't going to happen. We both end up hung up on him.
Man. So what's going on, gentlemen? At least you
Nothing?
guys are playing this week. Although,
Yeah,
That's
Florida
gotta
dodging
suck.
you again.
us not playing, maybe it's a good thing with our defense, but
Plus, you don't have a quarterback
no.
this week. Let's just be real. This is great
yeah, we
news
weren't going
for
to have a
LSU.
quarterback. We weren't going to have a quarterback this week.
It's fun to make fun of Florida for backing out of a game because they're scared to death to play. That's fun to do. But let's be honest, this is a blessing in disguise for LSU. Y'all were going to get beat regardless. And now you don't, and you wouldn't have had your starting quarterback, so probably would have got blown out. So this is probably good for LSU too.
Yeah, it's because we're going to lose regardless.
I'm almost afraid to ask what happened to the quarterback.
He was checking his mail and got hit by the garbage man. You didn't hear?
Yeah,
Nice.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Brady WS, thank you for the super chat. He says Georgia beats Bama in college football. Will say, well, who have they played? Oh, look at Georgia bragging, beat Alabama with their 65th ranked defense and no head coach. Look at Lou bragging about beating Alabama. And Alabama were overrated. Look at him. Look at it. Look at his nitwit. Who have Georgia played? Woo! I can't wait. I cannot wait. Oh, listen, yeah. I might wear that. Who have they? In fact, last week I wore the 1980 shirt because I knew what was coming in the comments from all the idiot Tennessee fans after we beat them by 40 points. It was just going to be, but 1980. So I wore the 1980 shirt for 2 days straight. This week, I think this weekend I'm going to wear the Who Have They Played shirt because I know that's what's coming on Sunday. I already know. That's exactly what's coming. Oh, yeah, beat Alabama, but didn't have Saban. And look, no defense. Yeah, Georgia ain't playing.
What if you lose,
Wait till Georgia plays XYZ.
What if you lose,
wait till Georgia plays Alabama with Saban.
Yeah, wait till the rematch. Wait till they play Florida, Lou.
Florida. Man. Hey, did y'all hear the Falcons got shut down today? Because they're ate up with the Rona.
The Falcons, you said?
Yeah, I saw that this morning. Yeah, it broke about a half hour ago.
Damn.
The Falcons got shut down because of multiple tests positive.
Yeah.
But you didn't hear about that, Lou?
It happened while we were on the air.
I mean, what'd you do? Not get enough sleep last night?
No, I'm not like you, sir.
Oh,
I work for a living, so I have to sleep at night.
Oh, okay.
That's right. DVDs on those. He's with Camel and Mosh every morning probably.
Damn.
Because those two guys, I think they started at 12 o'clock at night.
No, I didn't even go that far. But Goose just compared you to Camel and Mosh, though.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. I'm gonna pretend I didn't hear that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell, you might not be pretending.
Huh?
You might not be pretending. You
Huh?
might you might have really didn't hear it.
No, I just don't. I don't live on the internet anymore.
Yeah, I'm at 12 o'clock at night.
I'm happy just to be living at this point.
Yeah, how are you doing with the with your
Oh, I'm
arm?
fine. I'm fine.
That's good.
Holes closing up. The hole jokes are getting fewer and fewer every day.
Man. Yeah, I was worried about you.
Believe it or not, I know this may come as a shock to a lot of people, but I don't do Facebook and Twitter every day either. In fact, I can't tell you the last time I was on Twitter.
I don't think you even have a. Do you even have a Twitter? I don't think
I do. I actually have a Twitter, and surprisingly, I've got quite a few followers. I don't know what they're following, but I don't know. I don't. My phone's not in my hand all day like a lot of people, and I have to take breaks from the internet.
Well, that's a good thing. Nobody.
I mean, I literally have to, because if I sit back here at this chair for more than 2 or 3 hours, what happens to my legs, I can't even describe to you what happens there. So, plus I got a 90-year-old dog that it's got Ballard disease, has to be let out every 5 minutes, it seems like.
Oh, well, my dog, he's like 5, and he's the same way. He wants to go outside every 5 minutes. Then he wants to come inside every 6.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
who the hell takes care of your dogs, Lou? You got 2 big old dogs.
Yeah, what do you mean who takes care of them?
They take care of themselves.
What do you mean, like who
You
feeds
got
them?
you got doggy doors and stuff like that. No, I mean whose job is it to let them out?
So there's always someone here to let them out.
Yeah, but I've never heard you say, "Hey, hang on, guys, I got to go let my dogs out."
Well, they don't have to go out every 30 minutes.
You got well-trained dogs, or dogs with good bladders. My dog's bladder's literally the size of a golf ball. Of course, all he does, he's either sleeping or going outside to piss. Occasionally,
that's what our dogs do. They eat, poop, and sleep. That's what their life consists of.
White Tonto Jr. Thank you for the super chat, sir. He says, actually, Lou, the first game would matter a whole lot, because if you lost the first game and then turned around and lost the second, you're out of the playoffs. Well, if you lose the second one, you're out of the playoffs regardless. Nobody that's lost a conference title game has ever made the playoffs. Christopher Jacob, thank you for the super chat, sir. He says, I'd pay money to see Georgia and all play 3 times just to hear Colin Cowherd whine.
Here you go, Celine. I did you a favor.
I think he means Alabama. Play 3 times just to hear Colin. Oh, yeah, because that would mean they would both make the playoffs. Yeah, that pisses people off. When anytime you get 2 teams in, that's going to make people mad.
How long do you suppose Celine Driver is going to go with this hashtag Fire Grantham?
Until he gets fired?
Probably until he gets fired, yeah.
Did y'all see the other day they had a fake Brett McMurphy Twitter account that trolled Barstool?
Yeah,
about Fire Grantham?
Yeah, that fake Brett Murphy account's been around forever. I don't know why people do that.
I mean... when I first saw it, I was like, what? And then I said, oh, wait, that's not McMurphy. There's no blue check mark. He misspelled his name. It's like, man. How can Barstool fall for that?
I screenshotted it and sent it to Celine Driver on a text message. He got all excited. Oh, speaking of getting all excited, though, check this out, though.
Was that Furman?
Cool. And
Is Lou getting all the? Is Lou going to get all the USFL helmets and the CFL helmets, the Canadian Football League?
Bet paid.
You send him some Canadian Football League helmets.
BVD.
Nah.
BVD is not like these comment section trolls. He's a man. He loses a bet, he shows up and pays it off. Goes on about his business. Not like this Mystic Gaming.
Somebody running from you?
Oh, yeah.
You seen Bad Dog. Bad Dog knows a guy. So maybe
A leg breaker?
Yeah, leg breaker.
And what's funny to me is it's only $10. Why are you running a $10 bet?
And it's not like I asked him 100 times to make a bet with me. He was on and on in the comment section. $10, $10, $10. I'll even give you 3 points. $10. Fine. You're allergic to money? Fine, I'll take it from you.
You know, he could come in here and just give you a $20 super chat,
and call it a day. But instead now he has to change his account name and hide in here. Because let's be honest, he's watching. He can't not watch.
Oh yeah.
So he's in here now. He's just hiding.
And if you're this guy's a Tennessee fan, do yourself a favor. Don't even bother coming over to my channel either. I don't need those kind of Tennessee
and
fans.
for the record, this is not this is not, oh, look, Tennessee fans don't pay their bets. This is an individual thing. Trust me. There are Georgia fans that don't pay their bets. I won several bets against Georgia fans last year, betting against our offense. Or betting on Justin Fields. You got these people that are so racist and stupid that they just refuse to believe how good Justin Fields was, and they don't want to listen to reason. And, I'm still tracking half those people down.
This wouldn't be in my defense, I don't think. This would be... I do still have one bet to pay up from that Georgia game. It's not a monetary bet, though. It's the whole got to do the go through the drive-through with the dick nose thing.
Oh, it's a video you have to make and upload?
Well, I kind of wish I hadn't have made that bet. Now, not because I lost, but because I didn't think about the number of teenage girls that work drive-thrus now.
Yeah, they put all the girls back there.
But nevertheless, you did make the bet.
I did make the bet, and I will pay it.
And this has to be recorded and uploaded to YouTube?
Yeah, I know where we're going with this one.
Yeah, that's going to take a while. Just whoever you made that bet with, I just want to let you know you're going to be waiting a while on that one.
Yeah, it's going to be. I knew that was coming.
Now,
I thought BB was a professional.
Oh, he is. He just doesn't like to upload videos. But this isn't a football video, though, so this should be fine.
Make sure it has sound this time, though.
I don't know what the hell happened with that one. That was one I did on.
Have you seen Chess Hall's Alabama video?
No. Is it the milk's gone bad?
Yeah, which is pretty funny, but is there something that I don't know about the milk's gone bad thing?
It's a freaking unk thing.
Oh, that would explain why I don't know it. The same reason no one knows it. No, it's the whole if a tree falls in the woods thing.
I think it's got something to do with wrestling, maybe. I'm not sure. I don't know. That's why I didn't watch it, because I knew it was, you know, chess is easily not manipulated, but chess is easily talked into things.
Parker Dukes, thank you for the super chat, sir. He says, in 1979, Florida went 0-10-1.
Ooh.
That's alarming.
Damn.
Goose, what do you think about Florida being around for 125 years or whatever it is and having 0 perfect seasons? What do you think about that?
0?
0. Not a single
0?
one, sir.
That's right, because they
LSU had more perfect seasons last year than Florida has ever had in their 130 years or whatever they've been around. What do you think? What's your thoughts on that?
That's alarming.
Yeah. Can you even relate to that?
Not having a perfect season?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I can't relate.
I
can't relate to that. I don't know what that's like.
Yeah. It's alarming.
It is alarming. That's probably the best way to describe it. Braves WS, thank you for the super chat. He says, Grantham for head coach at Florida. Grantham will never be a head coach, not just because of what, I'm not just saying that because of what's going on at Florida, but Grantham has been around both the NFL and college football forever, and no one has ever even mentioned his name as a head coach. Now, whether that's because he's not interested or he's not considered head coach material, whatever, I don't know. But he's even been a DC in the NFL. He was a DC for the Falcons for a while, wasn't he?
Yeah, I'm about to say the Falcons.
So, I mean, the guy, he keeps getting jobs as DCs. I don't know. He's going to have to take a step down after this one. I mean, it hasn't worked out well at Florida. But for some reason, he has no problem getting hired as a DC. But I've never even heard his name mentioned as. I mean, there are some coordinators you hear their name mentioned all the time. Grantham's not one of those. Not one of those people. Whether that's, and it could be he doesn't want it. Like Brent Venables, for whatever reason, he doesn't want to be a head coach. He's happy as it. He could be a head coach. There's people that want.
Has Venables said he doesn't want to be a head coach?
Well, he said he's happy at Clemson. So he's offered.
Could be he's
all the time.
Could be he's waiting on that.
But he's been he was a DC at Oklahoma in the early 2000s. So
yeah, he's been around a long time, and he's got kids at Clemson now. I don't think he's going anywhere anytime soon. I don't know if he's wanting the Clemson job down the road. I don't know, but to me, it seems like he just doesn't want to be a head coach. And there's some people that just don't. They just don't want to be a head coach.
The guy at Virginia Tech was Bud Foster. That's his name.
Yeah. That's a great example. Who remembers longtime defensive coordinator under Bobby Bowden? Who remembers his name?
Oh, I know.
Mickey Andrews.
Yeah.
Another one. He would have followed Bobby Bowden to the ends of the earth. Never even entertained the idea of going anywhere else. Some people just, get happy where they're at. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with picking a profession, being really, really good at it, and just doing it for a long time. And not
John Chavis is another one of those names.
Yep, that's another one. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Chavis was in DC for many years. Who else am I thinking of?
Speaking of people not cut out to be head coaches,
Jeremy Pruitt,
Butch Jones.
Oh,
Butch Jones.
Yeah, we're still a year away from Tennessee fans understanding what's going on with Jeremy Pruitt. Clay Gamestad, thank you for the super chat, sir. He says, I wonder if Adam Sasser watches your show. I don't know who that is, but he does watch. I'm pretty sure.
And Bush he needed more bricks. That's all he needed. Just a little more time. And he's a little more bricks. More bricks.
Well, he's had plenty of time while washing Saban's car to accumulate more bricks.
Christopher Jacobs says,
he wouldn't play Alvin Kamara for some reason. I don't know why he wouldn't be. I don't know.
Christopher Jacobs says, yeah, but Jeremy Pruitt may be the best defensive coordinator ever. Well, A, that's not true. B, being a good defensive coordinator doesn't necessarily translate to being a head coach. Look at Will Muschamp. Will Muschamp could get fired from South Carolina today. He would have a job in the SEC tomorrow on a defensive staff somewhere.
Yeah, I would take him here.
There's nothing Will Muschamp could do. There's no amount of failure he could achieve as a head coach that would prevent someone from hiring him to run a defense. He knows what he's doing.
Exactly.
As a
kind of like Lane Kiffin.
Lane Kiffin's yet to prove that he's really any good as a head coach. But everybody, there ain't a team that wouldn't love to have him on their offensive staff.
Yeah.
And he may do something at Ole Miss, I don't know, but I mean, he did nothing at Southern Cal, and then he was at FAU, so you really can't count much of what he did there. Plus, it wasn't great what he did there. But we'll see what he does at Ole Miss. We're seeing what we thought we would see, really, from Ole Miss, which is a Lane Kiffin offense that's fun to watch, exciting, makes some big plays, and moves a million miles an hour, but can't win very many games. That's what we're seeing.
Yeah, and Mike Leach, he wins his one game a year, and then he shits in the bed the rest of the games.
Yeah, you know how everybody always tries to figure out who the most improved team is over the course of a year? Mississippi State's got to be the most regressed team over the first 3 weeks of the season. I mean, even though we know what Mike Leach is, we watched that first game and we were like, I was like, oh my God, look at this.
I think everybody was like that.
And then since then, it's just they can barely complete a pass.
Yeah, they never scored a touchdown last week.
Did they have 4 interceptions last week?
They didn't score a point last week.
Well, yeah, right, because they scored 2, but but offensively scored 0. Yeah. Was it 6? I think it was 6 interceptions.
Also, Goose, is LSU the worst defending national champion of all time?
Ooh, I thought the Michigan team went 1-9 back in 1917. So I don't know, but I guess it's if they go 1-9, yeah. I mean,
you've obviously pondered that question, Goose. If you know that there's a Michigan team back in the 19 teens that went 1-9.
Well, I saw that on the ESPN stats. So they were showing.
Oh, okay.
That's the only way I know that.
So
I didn't sound like I knew that.
We all can agree without even really having to think about it that they're definitely the worst defending national champion of the playoff era, which goes back to 2014.
Probably
the
probably
BCS.
in
When did BCS start? 92, 98. When did the BCS start?
98.
So I would have to go back and look at every team's record the year after they won it. I can't think of a team off the top of my head that's been this bad. Now Michigan's the only team during that time period until LSU this year to lose their opening game.
Right.
The year after winning the national title. But I would have to go back and look at every team's record after they won it to know for sure. But man, it's. I knew LSU would struggle a little, but I really didn't think it would.
I didn't see the defense.
Like this. Yeah, the defense is. Everyone focused on the offense with losing Burrow and Brady, and then Chase decided to opt out. Man, the defense.
That team last year was so good, even Coach O couldn't screw it up.
Right.
Probably not.
How long before? How long before Ed Orgeron is coaching at Kansas? That's what I want to know.
Better yet, just how long before he's not the head coach at LSU anymore?
Well, it ain't working out for Les Miles at Kansas, is it? I thought. I know it didn't end well for him at LSU, but I thought he would be worth something to Kansas, and so far he hasn't.
So far, it's nothing.
I mean, I thought, okay, 1 or 2. He's worth 1 or 2 wins a year. It's not like the Big 12 is filled with top 10 teams, but man, Kansas is just as bad today as they were the day before Les Miles took that job. And I get it. Maybe you need some turnover on the roster and more recruiting. I understand that, but still, I thought you could take Les Miles, give him Kansas' current roster, and immediately be 1 or 2 games better. And I was wrong.
Yeah, I thought he would.
What
have
is this?
like
his third year?
5, 6. Second. I think his second year.
Yeah, I think it's his second year.
He's got to have a little more time than this, surely.
Yeah, but they're not good. I mean, I don't know. They're not good.
Is Daniel RHEC a South Carolina fan and just left a comment that said, the only team that would give us trouble is Clemson. What? Didn't you already lose 2 games? So wouldn't those teams give you trouble too? That might be another timeout coming. Can someone, that is a Gamecock logo he has, isn't it?
Well, I don't know. I mean, did they have their coach? Because it might not count. So the game might not count if they lost.
Clemson is the only team that would give us trouble. Yeah, he's a Gamecock fan.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we beat you last year, Lou. So.
Yeah, that's a timeout. Sorry, sir. There's a minimum intelligence level, and that comment did not meet it.
Now, if he had said Clemson is a team that would give us some trouble,
oh, then yeah, that would be
that's excusable.
He didn't even say Clemson would definitely give him trouble. He said Clemson is the only team that could even probably give them trouble.
Yeah. You must not watch football.
I bet he doesn't know who won between Alabama and Auburn last year either.
Isn't South Carolina 1-2 with their only win being over Vandy, who had 40 players out?
I believe you would be correct, sir.
My God.
Yeah, they beat Vanderbilt.
Wow.
They beat them bad, Goose.
Yeah,
they beat them bad.
Yeah. Yeah, we beat them bad too.
40-something to 7, but Vandy only had half their team.
Yeah.
They had 56 players for that game.
Jeez.
Yeah. Wow. Oh, in a rain game. Of course, it only rained on the Vandy side of the field.
Yeah, you're right. It just rained on the one side of the field. Other side was dry. So, did y'all see the Saints are gonna probably play in Baton Rouge rest of their home games because Baton Rouge allows fans and New Orleans doesn't. So that's interesting.
That is interesting.
It's interesting and extremely stupid on the part of LSU.
Yeah, to allow them to come in there and tear up the field.
Well, tear up the field and breathe all over your locker room.
True.
It's a horrible idea. It's a horrible idea for the Jacksonville Jaguars to allow Georgia and Florida to play in Jacksonville, but they're doing it. So a lot of horrible ideas going around this year.
Yeah, they're buying a lot of Lysol in both of them places. And bleach.
Yeah, Lysol. Lysol killed everything. Or bleach.
Bleach only works if you inject it into your lungs.
Yeah.
Or drink it.
That's true. Or drink it. Yeah, drink it.
It works real well if you drink enough of it.
Yeah, it'll kill something.
Yeah, you'll never get another disease, I guarantee you.
No. You want to worry about coronavirus or anything. Man, I really hope this Georgia-Alabama game gets played because
I do too.
Like y'all were saying earlier, this schedule is weak.
I'm going to be refreshing my phone every 20 minutes today, waiting on those testing results from Tuscaloosa, man. I'm going to be so disappointed if this game doesn't get played.
Oh, I'll be very upset. I was looking forward to it.
I'm so excited about this game, I actually invited people over to my shed to watch it with me.
Damn.
I never do that.
Are they going to come?
Yeah.
Well, they're not coming for the game anyway. They're coming for the sideshow.
Well, no, I mean, it's like my dad is coming. And, Lou Jr. will be out here with his cousin again. I'm pretty sure Lou Jr.'s cousin wants to move in here every Saturday during football season from now on.
I guarantee it.
It's a combination of thinking that this building is the coolest thing he's ever seen.
And free entertainment.
That combined with watching me do what I do during a Georgia game.
Does he realize that he could possibly be in the line of fire, though, at some point?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they have to sign waivers. Everybody has to sign a waiver before they come in here.
He was awful close to that chair.
Yeah.
Saturday.
I like your bar you have at your studio.
I think
It's nice.
sir. Yeah.
It's a nice place.
Could use a little more decorating.
I know. I need to. I tried so hard to get this thing ready to go in time to start the football season, which I did. And by that, I mean I got enough done in here to where I can work. I can do live streams. I can do videos. I've got all the TVs up and running and working so I can watch all the games. But then football season started, and I just kind of stopped. I mean, I literally was working 20 hours a day between YouTube and out here for 2 weeks leading up to the start of football season just to get it the way it looks now. And I burned myself out and by the time football season started, you know, I haven't done much of anything out here now in the last 3 weeks. I need to take a day or something and
Yeah, I want to see where you're at. You know, good Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. I'll still be alive 10 years from now, but I want to see where your level of commitment is to YouTube videos and all that in 10 years. Of course, you don't have a football team that's going to beat you down. It doesn't look like for the next 10 years. You seem to be in pretty good shape as far as that goes.
yeah.
Yeah, he's not a Falcons fan, so he should be all right. So, you know, follow the NFL like David does.
Pretty much limited to the one team right now as far as his passion and fanhood goes.
Do you have a mini fridge in the studio?
Yeah.
That's nice. Yeah. I know you don't drink, but that's I was asking that.
Yeah. Water,
So, like, if I
Coke,
were-
Dr. Pepper, Mountain Dew, Mellow Yellow, root beer, cheer wine, water, milk, coffee.
You got the glass bottle cheer wines?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, man.
You're okay.
That's the only way to do it. The
That's right.
gas station here that I go to has cheer wine in the fountain machine. And it's
Not as good.
No, it's some things are just meant to be drank from a glass bottle. Cheer wine,
Yep.
root beer, you know. So yeah.
Yeah, I like the Mexican Cokes that come in the glass bottles better than the ones that come in the plastic bottles. So, I'd much rather a Mexican Coke.
I don't understand why Coke doesn't make well, they've got Coke in the glass bottles made in America, but it's not sugar. It's the
fructose corn syrup.
Shit, yeah.
Yeah, 'cause
Pepsi's
it's
got
cheaper.
real sugar. Mountain Dew's got real sugar drinks. Dr. Pepper, everybody does except Coke. What the hell's up with that?
Yeah,
Has
I
Mexico
wish they would.
cornered the market on Coke with sugar in it?
Damn, Christopher.
I think they
Jacob,
have.
I hate to do this to you, buddy, but I appreciate your super chats. But honestly,
Ooh,
I could do without it. So either create another troll account so I won't know it's you,
Who's that?
or don't ever bring your ignorant ass back here again, you stupid motherfucker.
Oh, Christopher
Ooh.
Jacob.
Other than that, though, have a good day. Definition 409, thank you for the super chat. He says, who is Goose taking? Oh, great question. Goose, give us your breakdown, Alabama versus Georgia.
Ooh.
Now, you play Bama every year. It's kind of
Right.
you're in sort of a unique situation. No, you don't play Georgia every year, but you have played them each of the last 2 years, once in the regular
Right.
season, and then of course the SEC title game. So you're equipped. You're equipped to answer this question. You have played both of what most people would consider to be the best two teams in the SEC this year. You've played them both the last 2 years. What's your thoughts on this year's game, and who do you think's a better QB? Well, this is a silly question here. Who do you think's a better QB, Mac Jones or Stetson Bennett? And BVD, same questions to you. We'll start with Goose.
all right. Well, Georgia is the only team that plays defense. Seems like in the SEC. Everybody else in this conference, I think, is average at defense. I mean, look across the board. I mean, it's amazing. If this game was at Georgia, I would pick Georgia. You know, I wouldn't even think twice about it. I know
Make a
there's no
stand,
saving.
Goose. Come on, Goose. Make a stand.
I'm gonna pick Georgia. I think Georgia's gonna win this game. I think their defense will I think their defense will hold Alabama down just enough. It's going to be within 7 points, probably. Either way. But they give me Georgia on the road. But it's like Lou said. I mean, if they first one to 30 points is to win this game, I don't think Georgia's defense is going to give up more than 30. I just think Georgia's defense is good. You saw what they did last year. Even the LSU, we only scored 37 against Georgia last year. And that was with Joe Burrow on it. We should have scored more than that, but we didn't.
Jeff Webster.
Well, we didn't. I think Georgia's defense is the best defense in the country. I don't think anybody has a better defense so far.
And even if you go back, I'm going to make a quick point about last year's LSU game, because this is a point I've made, and I'm glad to hear an LSU fan at least sort of acknowledge this about the points y'all scored. Georgia's offense was horrible in that game.
Yeah, horrible.
When you are giving LSU the ball time after time after time, when you're 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, or 1 first down and punt, 3 and out, 3 and out, 1 first down and punt. It doesn't matter how good your defense is. You are not going to shut down an LSU-type offense from last year. And that's the thing about the Alabama game this year. If Georgia's offense plays against Alabama like it played against LSU last year, I do think Alabama could win by 2 or 3 touchdowns like LSU did. I'm just banking on the fact that that's not going to happen. I do think Georgia's offense is better this year than it was last year. So far, the numbers bear that out. We'll see if that continues. This is obviously our toughest game so far and our toughest game of the season, I think. There's a mental hurdle to get over. So, but that's basing Georgia's defense solely on, if they would have been so good, they wouldn't have given up 37 to LSU. You watched the game. I mean, Georgia's offense did absolutely nothing. And Goose, we missed a wide open touchdown in the first quarter of that game.
The first drive.
You can't do that against when you are average or worse at offense against a team that can track meet you. You cannot miss those plays when they have that. So that can't happen in this game either. God forbid George Pickens is streaking down the sideline open. Stetson Bennett's got to hit him. He can't sail it 20 yards over his head like Fromm did on the third play of the game against LSU or whatever. Now, that's not why we lost the game, but momentum does impact games. Confidence does impact games, and hitting a big play like that early on may have made the game a little more competitive in the first half at least.
Right.
You can't when you're playing a great team and you're not a great offense. Like, Georgia's not a great offense. They're good. They're better this year than last year, but they're not great. They're not Alabama. They're not Ole Miss. They're not LSU from last year. They're not Oklahoma they're nowhere near that. When you get those chances, you have to hit them.
You got to hit on it.
And
the same thing happened in 2000. The same thing happened in 2003 when we played y'all. David Green missed the wild guy in the middle.
Yeah.
For the SEC title game, it was the same kind of exact play, and y'all missed that play, and LSU went on to win in 2003. So
yeah, it wasn't Pickens. It wasn't Pickens GB2. I forget who it was. I forget who that wide receiver was. Wasn't Lawrence Cager? He was hurt.
He was hurt. Yeah.
I can't remember who it was now. But anyway, you can't leave points on the board against a team that can score 30 in their sleep. You can't. Your defense can be great, but, let's say Georgia's defense goes out and gives up a couple of first downs and then makes a stop and Alabama punts so that Georgia's defense is on the field for 4 or 5 minutes. Your offense comes out, goes 3 and out, punts the ball back to Bama. Your defense right back on the field. Same thing. Gives up 2 or 3 first downs and then a punt. Your offense comes out again, 3 and out. Eventually, your defense is going to tire out. They're going to wear down. Bama's going to hit a play. You can't live that way. You've got to keep the ball when you have it. When you don't have a great offense, you can't be missing those plays. I think it'll be a good game too.
I'm going 38-34. That's the score I've been saying all week long. I'm going to give it to Alabama just because they're at home. That's the only reason. And I think right now, you got to say Mac Jones is a better quarterback. I mean,
yeah, I agree.
I think Mac Jones. Mac Jones is a better quarterback right now.
But I'll say this for Stetson Bennett: pleasantly surprised is not the right word, but I have been extremely surprised at what he's been able to do with his feet.
He hasn't lost any games. He's made all the right decisions.
I don't think his arm is scaring anybody, because he had some terribly bad throws against Tennessee. But his feet, his legs and his feet, man, I was thoroughly surprised at that.
If you can move in out of the pocket and scramble and get those 5 yards for a first down, it just, you can't be a statue at the quarterback position anymore.
And I hate to state the obvious too, but what worries me the most, because I'm going to be honest, I do think Georgia's a better team, but they were a better team in 17 and a better team in 18, and they played one half of football, and they lost. You can't do that. And if you look at Georgia's season so far, they played one half against Arkansas, they played one half against Auburn, and they played one half against Tennessee. And if they do that this week, they'll be 3-1. They'll lose. You have to play an entire game. You're not beating Alabama playing half a game. It's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen.
I mean, their defense can force Alabama into only playing half a game.
Yeah, now the defense has played all 4 quarters, all 3 games, but the offense has got to be productive in both halves of this game. They can't go a half without a touchdown. They can't. You have to, you've got to be scoring somewhere between 10 and 20 points per half. 10 points, 15, 14, 17, whatever. You're not going to, this thing, the last 2 times we've played Bama, 17 and 18, we have a total between those 2 games of 1 touchdown in the second half. You're not going to win a big game that way. It's just not going to happen. They're going to have to come out and play both halves on both sides of the ball, period.
Yeah, I thought you guys were.
That might be my. I was going to say we're buffering real badly, but that might be my internet.
No, I thought Georgia was a better team when they played for the national title. I thought Georgia had the best team that year, but
shit happens. That's what you're thinking.
Yeah, shit happens.
Shit happens. Yep. Creeping Death. Thank you for the super chat. He says, Lou, what does your waiver say for your studio guests? It's just a liability waiver. That's all.
Okay, what do I got to sign? I can't sue.
Yeah. You can't sue me, but there. Well, first of all, it's a waiver that you will be recorded. And broadcast on YouTube, and I don't want anybody coming back a week later and trying to get YouTube to take the video down because they're in the video. So you have to sign a waiver for that. And then you have to sign a waiver that you won't sue if you're somehow injured in here, whether that be broken glass from
I can't
a TV.
spill hot coffee on me?
What?
No hot coffee?
Well, yeah. I got 2 coffee machines in here, and you're welcome to use them. But it's used at your own risk. It's operated at your own risk, that type of waiver. Yeah.
Is the coffee hot?
Yes. Piping even. Piping hot, too. Yep. Definition 409, thank you for the super chat. He says, please stop with the cash register sound.
So he super chats you just to hear the sound. Nice. Man.
Okay, I will.
Man. He super chatted you just to say that.
You know what I'll
just
do?
To hear it.
You know what I should do next week? You know what I should start doing? Whoever Georgia's playing every week, like this week we're playing Alabama. If Georgia wins, then next week I'm going to have the super chat sound set to this. If we lose, I'll have the super chat sound set to some kind of Roll Tide something. That's what I'll do. And then people can super chat me asking me to stop that. I think that's a good idea. Definition 409.
That would be a good idea.
I think that's what I'll do.
That would be a good idea. I agree.
Yeah. see. So who do y'all have next week then, Goose?
South Carolina.
Okay, where's that at?
It's in Baton Rouge. Unless no hurricane comes, hopefully.
Right.
No hurricane comes, but
Now,
yeah, I dodged that one last week.
Yeah.
So,
you have to be at least somewhat more worried about that game now than you were the day before the season started.
oh, exactly, yeah. Because of our defense, and now because of the injuries we have with our quarterback. So,
How serious is that injury, you think?
I mean,
It's hard to get any information.
they
out of these
haven't
teams
really
these days.
elaborated on anything. I mean,
Yeah.
you look. I mean, when you go on message boards, everybody has a source on the message board. So, I mean, some people are saying that the shoulders, he's out for the year. Some saying he'll practice next week. So I guess if he's not practicing next week, then I guess that'll be alarming for LSU if he's not practicing next week.
It would be a lot.
So,
I agree.
'cause he's played better than I thought he would have played. So, I mean, I know he played 3 bad teams, but he still played better than I thought he was going to play
Yeah.
in these 3 games.
Sure would be nice to have Jamar Chase out there, though, no matter who the quarterback is.
Yeah, right. Jamar Chase.
Lee, that had to hurt losing
Yeah,
him.
with him and Terrace Marshall, their offense would have been.
Yeah.
They might have won. They might have outscored Missouri last week.
Y'all just keep getting them at wide receiver, though. I'll be honest. I consider myself to
They
be
were getting them
pretty
when Les Miles was
knowledgeable.
here.
Yeah, I consider myself to be pretty knowledgeable about college football in general, but every year LSU ends up with a wide receiver that I'm like, how is it possible for somebody to have a wide receiver this good that I didn't know that much about? Like, I didn't know that much about Terrace Marshall heading into the season. I didn't.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because everyone talked about Jamar Chase, and then all of a sudden he's out, but I mean, Terrace Marshall is – how many touchdowns do he have now? 6?
I think he's about 6. Yeah,
I mean, that's like
because he got hurt.
Pitts
He got hurt last year. Missed a
territory.
few games.
Yeah. He's up there with Kyle
But,
Pitts in terms of touchdowns.
Even with Les Miles, we were throwing the ball for 100 yards a game. We were still getting receivers.
Yeah.
That was shocking. That shocked me.
Yeah, well, that's where
Receivers came
Odell
here.
Beckham was from Les Miles, right?
Yeah, Odell Beckham, Jarvis Landry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jarvis Landry, I didn't realize that.
That's one of the reasons Les Miles found himself out of a job. It's just the Leonard Fournette, the talent was just ridiculous, but, no quarterback or below average quarterback, And they should have fixed that with Joe Burrow, though. My God. White Tonto Jr., thank you for the super chat. He says, how many Buffalo hide Tonto Jr. got to give to watch game with Tonto Sr.? None. Yeah, you want to watch the game? Come on over. Yeah, you got to let me know ahead of time, and you'll have to email me and tell me who you really are. But
Are you allowed guests?
Oh, yeah.
At your studio?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Within reason.
Yeah, I mean.
I have to know who they really
understand.
are, so they don't have to,
I understand.
they
Yeah,
don't
and
have
you got a social distance too now. Don't forget that.
Okay.
You got
I can wear a mask?
businesses in this. Huh?
6 feet? 6 feet and a mask?
Yeah, if I don't know you for sure, I'd probably make you wear a mask. Yeah.
The building's only 24 feet long, so and 12 feet wide, so you can have 2 people width by 4 people length.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you can
So
bring
8.
alcohol. You'd have to bring your own alcohol if you wanted alcohol. I won't have any here. But if you're asking, does it bother me? No, it doesn't bother me at all.
So it is BYOB.
BYOB, yeah, because Uncle Lou don't drink.
Yeah, I mean that's like
Yeah, I do that.
I'm a recovering drug addict, but if somebody wants to come over, and hang out with me, and if they want to do drugs, they got to bring their own drugs. You got to bring your own crack. If you're a crackhead.
Yeah, now no drugs here, but yeah, you can bring your own alcohol. It's fine. Yeah, nothing illegal. I've got kids here, and I'm trying to keep
Yeah.
them.
Legal
Try
drugs.
not to lose
I
them.
need to
So.
specify that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No weed.
Yeah.
Bring your own hammer
Yeah.
too, if you want, in case Georgia loses.
Bring your own hammer.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Plenty of TVs to go around in here. So.
I don't think you'd be doing that. You're gonna break a TV if they lose this week?
I don't know. It would depend what happened, why, how we lost. Probably
Yeah.
not. I don't think I've ever broke a TV on a game Georgia was supposed to lose. TVs get broke when we lose to Georgia Tech. Stuff like that. That's unacceptable. I didn't break a TV after either Alabama loss, 17 or 18.
Man.
So.
Oh, man.
But contrary to popular belief, I don't plan that stuff out. If a TV gets broke, because I decide to do it right when I break the TV. Yeah. Now the Coke thing was planned, Celine, because that was a bet I had made without thinking. I was on a live show like this one night before that national title game, and I said, I'm so confident we'll win. If we lose, I'll drink that 1980 Coke over there.
How did it taste?
It wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. It tasted like a stale Coke, like a flat Coke. You know, you ever have a 2-liter and somebody leaves the top off of it for whatever? That's what it tasted like.
Yeah.
It didn't bother me at all. Now I guzzled it. I mean, it's just a Coke, but I guzzled it. So afterwards, my stomach was like bubbling a little bit, and I was like, "Uh-oh." But I think it was just from drinking. I think it was just, it was
down in the Coke.
Down in the Coke. Yeah, I didn't throw up. I didn't get sick. I didn't have a headache. My stomach didn't hurt. None of that. And I mean, I had looked it up ahead of time. There was videos on YouTube of people drinking Cokes much older than that.
Yeah.
And, it appeared to be safe. There was nothing medically.
You played it up a little bit, though, Lou.
Well, I tasted it. I tasted a little bit of it at first, and then I downed it. And I mean, it didn't taste good, but it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be.
Yeah, it wasn't like.
It was kind of.
I mean, it's sugar water. What's
cardboardy,
going to happen
like
over 40 years? You
ever eaten an unsalted saltine?
Yeah, cracker.
Okay.
Yeah,
And it just gives you that. I don't know. I don't really know how to describe it. It's that kind of dry taste and I don't know. Go if you're curious. Just drink you a 40-year-old Coke.
40.
Assuming you got one laying around.
Yeah. If not, go to eBay, get you one.
Get you one. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, it's time to end the show though. 10:15. I got the Lunch Money Show coming up at noon, and I got to make a video today. And Lou Jr.'s got another soccer game today, and then I have the night show today. Busy day for Uncle Lou.
Hey, do the super fans have to social distance, or are they allowed? Or do they know each other?
Well, 90 proof for Luther guzzles Everclear, so he's immune to just about anything.
Yeah, Everclear. Yeah, Everclear will kill anything.
Yeah. So he's pretty much immune. The other ones, I'm not so sure.
People actually use Everclear as sanitizer, Lou.
Well, it's almost rubbing alcohol.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's 180 proof, so it's 90% pure alcohol.
Alcohol.
Yeah.
It's
a beer is 8 proof, 4 or 5%.
Well, that's why they call it PGA, pure grain alcohol.
Yeah.
Yeah, beer is 8% alcohol, I think.
You can run a
Isn't
car.
that stuff expensive, though?
You can run a car on
Everclear expensive?
Is Everclear expensive? I don't know. It's been a long time since I bought Everclear.
Oh, okay.
I bought about 2 years. About 2 years ago, I bought some. I mean, it's not that.
One of the ladies at one of the doctor's office I go to, she uses Everclear as sanitizer, and I said, "Well, wouldn't it have been cheaper just to buy a bottle of rubbing alcohol?" But I don't know.
Yeah, because it's probably the same thing.
Thank you for coming on today.
No problem.
Yeah,
make sure you give him
good
my
to hear
right
from
number.
you, man.
Yeah, I'm here.
Everything okay with you out there? Family safe?
Yeah, I mean, we dodged a hurricane last week.
Yeah.
It was supposed to come here, but then the track went way west, which saved us. So, we dodged. Hopefully, there's no more coming this hurricane season because I'm tired of it.
I hear you. Well, tell everybody where they can find you.
Well, yeah, my name is Goose Sports. I have the LSU logo as my avatar, so it's not hard to find.
And
I know there's a troll account. There is a troll account that chats in your chat box that's stolen my name and my avatar, but
the nerve of these people.
You've officially made it then if you've got troll accounts.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've made it. If you've got troll accounts, then you've officially made it on YouTube. So,
Yeah. And you talk some
But,
NFL too, don't you?
yeah, I do Saints games.
Yeah. So people are a lot
I
of
don't
times
think
asking
there's a
me
game
about the
tonight.
NFL. Why don't I do NFL? So I steer them to you and Bad Dog and those other guys. So
And David. David,
oh yeah, shout out video for him too.
Yeah. Yeah.
But anyway, Goose,
Yeah,
it was
give him
good
a
to have
shout.
you on. Good luck to your corn dogs the rest of the year, sir. And
Yeah, hopefully we can stay clear of the Rona and get healthy.
yeah. And we'll try to get you back on sometime during the season.
No problem.
All right, buddy. Take it easy.
Sounds good.
All right.
Okay.
Take care,
Bye-bye.
Goose.
What a great show.
Lou, tomorrow
BB.
we got Brian.
Tomorrow we got Brian. Oh,
Yeah, he's
the Gump.
a Bama fan.
Yes.
Been on before.
Yes, he's in the military though. So
Yep.
He's not all bad.
That's right.
So that's good. We appreciate y'all tuning in today to the morning show, Thursday edition. I will be back at noon today with Pigskin Pete. We talked about the SEC games on Tuesday. So today, me and Pete will be discussing the ACC, the Big 12, and a group of 5. Maybe we'll have an Alabama update by then. I don't know. We'll see what they announce today, what these tests are doing with all the players. And then I'll be on tonight, 10 p.m. for the call-in show, Uncle Lou After Dark. Today's uploaded video on the main channel, the Uncle Lou channel, will be a preview of this week's SEC games with a special guest picker that you can probably figure out if you think long and hard about it.
Yeah.
To figure out who it is, but he'll be on with us. He'll be on with us today, and then tomorrow, Friday, me and BVD will be back for the last morning show of the week, and the Hype and Hate video will be out tomorrow afternoon for the Georgia-Alabama game. Only one game stream this weekend on Saturday, and that's going to be on the Patreon page starting around 7:30. So for those of you who are members of the Uncle Lou Patreon page, you know the routine. Just check the Patreon page around 7:15 or 7:30. There'll be a link posted. You just click that link, and it will take you to the Patreon stream, and we'll watch the primetime games together this weekend, which, of course, includes Georgia and Alabama. I mentioned having some people coming over. They're coming over around 3 or 4 in the afternoon. We're going to grill some steaks, have some oysters, some shrimp, doing it big over here. So only able to do one live stream this weekend, and it'll be on the Patreon page. If you want to sign up on the Patreon page, which I would love you forever if you did, there's a link in the description of this video that will take you there. Knock yourself out. All right, BBD, what do you need to promote?
I actually should have a couple of videos coming out later today. Kentucky video. I'm hoping to get Chess's video done today. It's not a matter of, not wanting to do it or not being able to do it. It's just the whole teenage girl thing I've got to be careful about. Normally, I stream on Fridays, but the whole high school thing's going on. But I will be on late tomorrow night after this huge high school game I've got. So probably 10:30 or 11 tomorrow night. And of course, I'll be back here with you in the morning. And then my regular Sunday night thing. And I will be streaming the Kentucky game at noon Saturday. So Luke, come hang out with us for a little while. I know you got a lot going on game days. I get it. So
Well,
if you can't
I don't
make
have
it, I'll
anybody
understand.
coming over till around 3 or 4, so I'll be in there.
Gotcha.
All right, everybody.
That's about it.
Enjoy your Thursday.
Y'all have a good one.
Really appreciate you tuning in. Shout out to Michael Reiser and Celine Driver for supporting the show over on the PayPal page. And with the Super Chats, we had a bunch of you in the Super Chats today. Really appreciate that.
Cha-ching.
Detective Tutuola, thank you. Bama Mike, Braves WS, LV, Braves WS, Bama Mike, Braves WS, Caleb, Anthony R, Definition 409, Skid Row 478, Between the Trenches. What's your over-under on Najee getting 10 rushing yards? How did I miss that? Super chat. Over-under on 10 rushing yards for Najee Harris.
You actually caught that one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, give me the over, though. My God,
Yeah.
10. Albert Sancho,
Yeah,
thank
because
you,
you said
sir.
there's no way that you're holding him to 10 yards.
Okay. Adam Gibbons, thank you for supporting the show through the Super Chat today. We appreciate that. Weatherman, Christopher Jacob, we hardly knew you, sir. Man, we hardly knew you. What a shame. No longer with us. He didn't die, although we wish he did. He didn't. He's just no longer a part of this channel. The Dean, thank you, sir. White Tonto Jr. And Christopher Jacob, just multiple super chats. Man. Go to BVD's channel. Start giving all these super chats to him. But don't ever come here again. I can't stand the sight of you. Don't ever come here again. Parker Dukes, City Gangstad, Creeping Death, White Tonto Jr. Definition 409 and Braves WS. Really appreciate you guys tuning in. Hit the thumbs up on your way out if you haven't done it already. If you enjoyed the show, thank you, Goose Sports, for coming on this morning. Make sure y'all check him out. He's an LSU fan. So, of course, he a lot of LSU content, a lot of SEC content. And he covers the NFL, too. He's a Saints fan, so he does some Saints stuff. So, check him out. He's good at what he does, and he's a good guy, too. So, y'all check him out. That's Goose Sports. All right, we're going to get out of here. I'll see y'all at noon for Lunch Money with me and Pigskin Pete. Until then, though, have a good morning.